Good branding. Hey, Dan, can you hear me?
Yep.
Did you take any pregame positions?
Nope. We're gonna wait. We're
Yes. Okay,
we're
good. That
we're
was
waiting.
that's my exact strategy.
Perfect. Yeah.
Uh,
Everyone
I like
everyone can. I think we should just keep talking over the slate.
perfect.
I like it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
like I like the favorite. I like the over,
Okay.
and for the reasons we talked about last week, when those are your leans, you're best off just waiting for uh, waiting for the Bears to win the coin toss and fail on their miserable scripted portion of their offense, which is feels like happens every week.
Yes, this is perfect. And I hope people are listening because that's exactly what I have written down too.
Okay,
see,
well we're on
see,
the same
I may
page.
not be that sharp, but I can learn. You know, I'm just out
Yeah.
here trying to learn. All right, I mean, the banner is up. Whatever, we call it a rolling start. Let's just start. What's up, Drew?
Hey,
Dan
how we
Coop
doing,
here.
Dan?
Good man, good. Drew Dinsick joining us as he does almost every Thursday here. But you're not in your plush studio today. You are traveling.
Yeah, everybody was giving me giving me a hard time. It's like get out and touch
What?
some
Why are they
grass. And
giving you
so,
a hard
yeah,
time? This is
well, no, it's
amazing.
like get out and touch some grass. Get a feel for it. And so here we are out in nature. No, we're up in wine country for the crush. Best time of year. Period. October is my favorite month of the year. It's not even close. Like it's such. I love the fall. I love the fall classic of baseball.
Yeah.
We're into the meat of the NFL season. The quality of the product should start getting better. Tonight's game accepted. But this is the best time of year. We're up here in wine country enjoying the beautiful bounty of California, and I'm excited to talk about this game with you because I think this is being a little undersold. This probably is going to be a fun game.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a lot of points, but I want to make a point before we get any further. So you love the fall for very different reasons than why I think I love the fall. You're
Oh,
in California, and last week you were saying, it gets crisp here. It gets like down to the 70s. It's like light jacket weather. We're going for wine weekends in Napa. I love the fall, and I'm over here like, hey, it touched 55 today, and the Starbucks around my house now has pumpkin spice lattes. I love the fall. Like we're aligned, but on two very different coasts. It's
hey,
pretty unbelievable.
everybody has their own reason that they're really in touch with
Yeah.
this time of year. But
Yeah.
I mean, if you haven't been enjoying baseball playoffs, shame on you. It's awesome.
I'm a Phillies fan. I'm having the time of my life.
Oh God, man, the atmosphere at that park
Yeah.
is literally making me be like, I need to see a playoff game in Philly.
Oh, you have to. You have to. I will tell you, my family had season tickets for the last 20 years.
Yeah,
Uh,
I have to tell
yeah.
you, close
Oh.
Braves friends of mine they're all a little nervous.
They should be. It's a shame this game is an NLDS and only 5. Like this
Yeah, right.
deserves 7 games. This is going
Yeah.
to be an unbelievable series. The atmosphere, and I'm always a little bit like Philadelphia sports teams are pander kings. Like Nick Sirianni is the pander king. And there's a lot of like fan service that goes on for the Phillies, but that place in the playoffs is unbelievable. I've been fortunate enough to see some of the best finishes in they've been playing baseball since 1884. Some of the best playoff finishes in the history of that franchise, and my butt has firmly been in that stadium. So
cool.
It's amazing. We'll see what happens in the next couple of weeks. I went to the World Series last year. They lost the game I went to, unfortunately, but it is what it is.
Well, I got to ask you, as someone who's
yeah.
experienced, what section should I be shopping for tickets in?
Oh boy.
I'll
tell you,
if I just happen to find myself in Phillies Braves, just
Game
happen
3.
just happen to find myself there. Where should I be shopping for tickets?
I was looking at this earlier today, and my wife's in the other room, and she's gonna be mad at me because I'm about to say this. The cheapest ticket, the worst ticket, and the cheapest ticket, $290 before fees.
Wow.
For game 3. Now I juxtapose that with Atlanta. The cheapest ticket in Atlanta was $90.
Well,
not a passionate fan base there.
No,
but
no.
But
that's just not passionate fan base, but like have fun out in the suburbs.
Right? Yeah, seriously. So I would say, I mean, there's anywhere along like 1st to 3rd is great. You get a view of the Bell, you get a view of Center City, Philadelphia. The food is right there in Ashburn Alley. I would say we can text about this if you're really thinking about this. But I have a ton of suggestions. Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
Cool. Good tips.
Thursday night football. It is, of course, Commanders -6.5, Bears +6.5. This number, Drew, barely fluctuated throughout the week. It is 6.5 at Sport Trade. You can get it at 6 mostly everywhere else, but the market basically said throughout this week, because when we last spoke, it was 5.5, and I was way off. But the market was basically like, hey, we're not giving 7 points to the Commanders. Like, we're just not doing it. So we're going to sit right there. So as we look at this, we have arrived here tonight. What are you thinking about the maturation of this market now that we're about 15 minutes from kickoff?
Yeah, it has been pretty interesting what's going on with the side, because I don't know. There was a move kind of midweek, I guess, that felt sharpish on the Bears, right? It was like, oh, Bears money.
Right.
Whoa,
right.
whoa. And
hey, look, we saw it too. Like
false.
we get a little drip of the biggest bets internally, right? That we look at and we create content out of. And that was absolutely happening here.
Yeah, and I kind of, my eyebrows went up. It was one of these Bears money. Okay, best of luck to you, because I mean, like, it's weird. It's weird and tough to price the Bears right now for two reasons. Number one, their defense is missing almost all of their good players.
Yes.
And if you didn't already know, and if you aren't a Bears fan, maybe you don't know, their defense didn't have many good players to start the season, and they're all missing.
Yeah.
And what's absolutely, and it's, if you're a Bears fan, apologies in advance, but like two of the better linebackers playing in the NFL right now happen to be former Bears in Roquan Smith and Morrow for the Eagles. And it's like,
now that's a spicy take. That's a spicy take. Nicholas Morrow being a top inside backer.
He is cooking for the Eagles. Like,
he's played well. He's played well.
He's kind of, I don't know if the right word is saving, but like, he is really elevating that unit. And whatever the case is, like, the Bears gave all that money to the linebacking core in the offseason. And for anyone who like kind of knows positional value, it was a little of a, okay, so you're just going to shore up the fundamentals, and then next year you're going to get the good. You're going to
strength up the middle. Drew. You got to be strong on that middle.
Okay,
everyone's playing vertically and horizontally, but we're going to be stout right.
Right. Yeah. So it was a little bit of an incomplete team build. And like, considering where the Bears were a couple years ago, like, one offseason wasn't going to be a bounce back, right? Especially because like, if you really like dissect what they did in the offseason, they traded the number 1 pick for future assets, right? And so they literally kind of had kicked the can a bit into the future. So I felt like it was a bit unfair for people to have such high expectations coming into the season. And maybe it was just the fans that had high expectations because they were excited to see Fields take the next step, and that has definitely not happened. But I think you can kind of point to a number of reasons why. Largely, like, it's still a pretty porous offensive line. They still have a pretty not especially impressive offensive scheme. And I think in general, Fields' strengths have not really been leaned on this year so far. And so, like, I get why, like, the Bears are being graded, rated, power rated, market rated as, a bottom 3 team. And the injuries in the secondary all matter. Like, you don't want to be taking on, you don't want to be taking on Terry McLaurin without Jalen Johnson and Eddie Jackson. Like, that's kind of a problem. And so for those reasons, like, I think you pretty much have to be looking at this market as Commanders or pass, and I think you have to be looking at it as over or pass. And so if you're coming into this with a little bit of a live trading mindset, you're hoping it starts a little slow. You're hoping the Bears come out and maybe they shock the world, and for the first time all season their script is good. And
now hold on. We talked about this last week, and we talked specifically about first 15.
Sure.
So I went back and tracked the first 15 for both teams. The first 4 weeks of the season.
Lay it on me.
But prior to that, I was going through and I was thinking, okay, Bears have a lot going on off the field. And I was like, right, Justin Fields says the coaching's the issue. Right, Chase Claypool says they're not using him, so they sent him home. Oh, right, they haven't won a game in over a year. Totally forgetting that the FBI is also investigating their former defensive coordinator. Like, it is such a complete shit show over at Hallis Hall right now. And you mentioned the secondary. Talked to a couple people on the ground there. Been fortunate enough to have been around the league for some time. You mentioned no Eddie Jackson. Jalen Johnson. Jaquan Brisker pulled his hamstring yesterday in practice. He was questionable. He's going to play. However, does it matter? I mean, he's not very good.
Bad. No,
it's not good. He's not good.
No.
He's not physical. He's not. He's certainly not a safety who wants to play in the box or take any sort of tackling angle. But here are the corners who are presumably going to be playing in place of some injured guys. There's Tyreek Stevenson, Terrell Smith, and Greg Stroman. Stevenson, a second-round rookie. Terrell Smith, a fifth-round rookie. And Stroman was a seventh-round pick in 2018. He hasn't played more than 4 games since 2019.
Wow.
Going up against a wide receiver unit that I think you would agree with me is pretty talented.
Yeah.
So my lean is absolutely on the over too. Mentioned I was charting some of the first 15. So what I found actually kind of surprised me. Mentioned the over here on Sporttrade is 44.5. I'll slide down right now at -108. The under 44.5 is -102. So decently tight market there. Went back and looked. So what I found is actually the Bears, with the exception of their game against Denver, because everybody is moving the ball against Denver, the Bears have actually, relative to their output off script, have done pretty well in the first 15 plays. So through 4 weeks, first 15 to 20 plays, 2 touchdowns, a field goal, and 2 punts. So not terrible. On the flip side, though, Eric Bieniemy is crushing it. They are coming out there being aggressive. First 15, 20 plays of those first 4 weeks. That's Arizona, Denver, Buffalo. Again, they only scored 3 points. And Philly, 3 touchdowns, 2 field goals, and a pick.
Okay.
And that's it. So you're either points or Sam Howell's throwing one of his many interceptions. Combine all of that with Chicago. I mean, we talked about last week how you said if you want to take an over pre-flop, you have to understand that these coaches are going to be aggressive in their mindsets. They're going to come out here and they're going to be aggressive like we saw with the Lions. It seems like it's setting up perfectly for that. Now, my question for you is, we also talked about coin toss, right? Yeah. So if Washington gets the coin toss first and they don't defer, they accept the football, then what's your move?
Yeah, so I'm still very buyer beware on Ron Rivera on a short week. Independent of how this season has gone with Bieniemy as the offensive coordinator, for some reason, Ron Rivera has had a very, very tough time getting his team up for these Thursday night games. I can't put my finger on it. There's nothing that I've seen. It might be just matchup related. This might be noise. But he's been around for a while. We have a decent sample now of Ron Rivera Thursday night games, and they are not especially well prepared. So my baseline expectation is, first year really being the in charge of the offense, and on his own. Eric Bieniemy may not have had the wrinkles already figured out before we got to this game, right? So this may be a little bit of a vanilla generic offense to start for Washington, and that ultimately the talent that they have, particularly matched up against the Bears talent, will win out, right? And so I think that expecting a little bit of a slow start, expecting a little clunky start, even if Washington takes the ball, is not crazy. And, I think I can't really give you anything positive at all about the Bears defense. Like if your answer to that commentary is, well, what exactly are the Bears going to do to stop these guys?
Right.
I don't really know. I just
2 sacks this year. Yeah. 2 sacks. They can't pressure the quarterback, and they can't cover on the back end.
PU. Yeah. So I guess where my head is at is the Commanders are the right side and the over is the play. And what I'm currently thinking is, let's let the game settle out a little bit. We'll probably see a little bit of field position. The total, I want to see the total drop. My buy point is about 40.5. I want to get on the underside of 41 because I think realistically, even with a slow start, the Commanders can still get into the mid 20s here. And I'm hoping that you can get some garbage time Bears points, because the nightmare scenario here is you get involved with the over, the Commanders get to say 31 and the Bears never find their groove, which is entirely possible. If this ends 31-7, I'm going to be pretty bent out of shape, even if we get a market entry in the 40.5 range, right?
Right. We absolutely within the realm of possibility. And just for reference, under 41.5 here, plus 141, under 38.5, plus 218. We have a couple comments, and then I'm going to get into some CLV real quick before kickoff. Our friend Captain Jack from Unabated, I'm here to admire Drew's hair. Aren't we all? I'm here to wonder what level of sommelier you are, Drew, as you're sitting there
Oh,
crushing some wines. Give us a little taste of what you're tasting.
well, so we're in Napa proper. I'm in Calistoga. So we are in cab country. Calistoga is
Okay.
also known for Zinfandel, also known for kind of a lesser known grape, Charbono. These are big, bold wines. These are wines you want to eat with food. These aren't necessarily wines you're having with appetizers, wines you're having as, a pre-dinner cocktail. But it's been a pretty good year here. We had a relatively wet winter after a couple years of really, really dry climate. And what happens is the first couple years of drought, the grapes start to struggle, and struggle is good, right? Like they start to make less fruit. The fruit becomes a little bit more powerful, a little bit more outstanding, a little more concentrated, right? So you get more bang for your buck. But the longer the drought goes on, it starts to make less fruit. It just kind of goes into hibernation more or less. And one kind of good rainy year tends to bring out like a good amount of growth on the vines. And so here we are at harvest season. We're getting to the point where they had a really, really good fruitful year. No weirdness with freeze or bugs or heat or any of that stuff. This was just kind of the ideal year weather-wise in Napa. So I would expect that wines that come from 2023 vintage are going to be absolutely banging, right? Right now, they're opening wines from 16, 17, like those type of cabs are starting to be ready to drink. Anything that's like 19, 20 is way, 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 way young. Like it's going to be so tanniny, it's going to be like licking sandpaper. But if you're getting 16s and 17s, which is what they're going to be opening for us while we're up here, you're going to be pretty excited. Like it's starting to get ready to drink. You're starting to get, what was the beginning of the drought, which is again those really concentrated, really jammy, really good, good wines to take home and start to drink this winter. So I'm literally up here with my empty 12 because so again from LA to Santa Rosa is our flight, piece of cake flight. You fly Alaska, you get to pack a 12 pack of wine home for free, literally. So you get an empty 12, you get an empty 12 pack of styrofoam. You come up here, you taste, you shop, you fill it up, you tape it up, you give it to Alaska, they fly it home for you for free. That's the plan. And excited to try what the best of Napa has to offer from sort of what I thought were a couple of premier vintages in 2016, 17.
Patrick Warburton, eat your fucking heart out. How about that? I asked Drew just did 6.5 minutes on your block. Hope you're paying attention, guy. Cashing those barefoot wine checks. Unbelievable. That was
what is barefoot wine?
Have you seen these commercials? You know Patrick Warburton is the guy from Seinfeld. Yeah. He does barefoot. Yeah,
of course.
Yeah. Come on, babe.
He's selling barefoot wine?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
You've not seen these commercials?
No.
Oh my god. I'll send you the link. Yeah.
Putty is selling barefoot. Oh,
what else is he doing?
Well, don't drink barefoot wine. If you want some, if you want some plus EV wine, Rex, if you're shopping in the barefoot wine price range, which is fine. Like if you find a wine you like, go for it. If you're shopping that range, hit me up. I'll give you some suggestions, but don't buy barefoot.
That was incredible. I would love to ask what you aren't an expert in. Do you consider yourself a sommelier, or is this just a passion of yours?
Oh no.
Okay.
Total hobbyist.
Do you like bourbon?
Yes, but for whatever reason, like wintertime, now that I have like a pretty decent cellar, we'd usually just go for the good reds. Sure. But but no, I can't tell you much about bourbon, but the Bourbon Trail in Louisville is incredible. If you ever go to the Kentucky Derby, spend an extra couple days there and do Michener's was my favorite of all those stops.
We're going there in May. My long anticipated return to Kentucky. I lived in Louisville for about 4 years.
150th running, man.
Yes, sir. And the PGA Championship at Valhalla.
Ooh!
Oh yeah,
double dip,
little double dip there. Yeah, it's gonna be amazing.
That's cool.
Quickly before we kick off here, we have a comment from our guy Mark Goldberg, who was on the Witching Hour with us on Sunday. He says, "I almost like to max bet Washington at 70 per share and sell him at 74 limit order for a $500 profit, but I just can't back Washington with that kind of money, even if Chicago sucks." What do you think of that strategy?
I mean,
for reference, Commanders are roughly minus 250.
So the idea is just take the money line and hope that Washington scores first.
Correct.
I have enough game state in my memory of Fields in Chicago, particularly from the end of last season, where they gave you an honest effort and he was kind of running amok in the first quarter of games, and it looked like they were going to be competitive, and then they just got their truck run over, truck ran over them after that. And so in the back of my mind, Chicago pulling that kind of a stunt in this type of game seems relevant. Seems possible. And so I don't love the idea of sweating that if
Yeah.
Chicago looks
Now,
plucky early on here.
this is a strategy that Mark has employed over and over and over again.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he just did this with the Chiefs, I think Sunday night, Mark, and comment if this is the case. And I think you made $500 in the first half of the first quarter, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
Murray checking in. Murray, another Witching Hour viewer. Thanks for hanging out, man. Greetings all. Drew, we'll have to get you on the Witching Hour one day. That's the most volatile 45 minutes perhaps of your entire week. And the last 3 times we've done it, we've had overtime games. We had multiple overtime games in week 2. So it was a lot of fun. Yeah, Mark saying yes, that's what it does. So let us know that's what you're doing, Mark, and we'll have Drew handicap it live for you. A couple minutes away from kickoff. Just want to run through some of the CLV available from this game. If you had captured any of these lines on Monday, Bears money line. You've got $2 of CLV. It started at plus 240. Right now it's at plus 218. The Commanders, you lost $2.50 of CLV. That's per share on Sports Trade. On the spread, we opened up at plus 6.5 for the Bears at minus 104. That's the equivalent of $50.50 per share. Settled at 54, so $3.50 a share of CLV. Of course, on the other side, if you were on the Commanders from the jump, you're down $4 per share of CLV. Every time I do this, Drew, someone inevitably says, "Why would I ever sell CLV? Why would I ever do it?"
Why wouldn't you?
Well, I certainly understand if you have an EV bet, right? And you were on, somebody who, let's just say, was $25 per share on Monday, and now they're $30 per share on Sunday. Well, our average bet size is $500. So if you have $5 per share of CLV on a team that is probably not going to win, you could cash that out for profit. And we see this every single week where the highest CLV gainers lose. Frankly.
Yeah, sure.
So it is a strategy that you can employ, and we see a lot of it during NBA, but this is a smaller sample size example.
I gotta just real quick on CLV. There's definitely several types of CLV, right? And the 2 most common that I could think of are literally you made a bet before the market broadly weighed in on their opinion, right? And that is just a flat out opinion bet, right?
With no data outside.
With no data, like literally just like, hey. The sentiment was, hey, I think that what's a good example from this week is, weird CLV on the Lions, right? You saw the Lions open at 9. You're like, man, the Panthers stink. Everybody knows that. The Lions are amazing. They got extra rest. Everybody knows that. This is going to go one way. I got to get it now, right? And the line shifts. That is a little bit more fragile CLV that I think you should contemplate. I'm trying to capture market sentiment before close and just get what I can get, right? The other type of CLV that's pretty common is, hey, I have a little bit of an expectation that these guys are going to be available to play or unavailable to play based on reading the injury reports and really focusing on this team. The Browns last week is a great example. If you were dialed in and you saw that Deshaun Watson wasn't practicing all week and you were like, eventually the market's going to catch up to this. I'm going to take Ravens now. You could have smoked that CLV, and that is much more powerful because that is literally like the price was wrong because of what the market expected in terms of player availability. We're seeing something similar, in my opinion, this week with the Broncos, because the Broncos are being priced like they have the defense that lost, that gave up 70 points to the Dolphins. But all of those guys who were missing in that Dolphins game who matter are going to play. And as people realize that and they update their expectations on a player level basis, it's going to move the Dolphins. It's going to move the Broncos. And so, there are definitely, there's some CLV that is literally, you want to hold on to it for dear life, and some that is literally like, I captured some market sentiment and I'm okay cashing it out.
It's a great point. I have a surprise for you. This could get a little janky for a sec. I'm going to move some screens around because we're just about to kick off, but I have to show you this commercial now. So I've got it pulled up. Give me 1 second.
Putty?
Yes.
But he's
So
going to
hold
try
on.
to sell me barefoot wine.
He sure is. All right.
He's
Let
going
me know.
to have to work pretty hard here.
Let me know if you can see this. Give me 1 second here.
Oh man, Putty got old.
Okay.
Oh,
okay, you can see this, right?
Yeah,
All
sure.
right, I'm gonna play this for you.
The Tick selling wine. Are we here to win?
Here to enjoy some crisp barefoot Pinot. Your wine football can be complicated, but enjoy
some crisp Pinot Grigio. I almost feel like he needs the giant Amy Schumer wine glass for this, because if you're pouring a barefoot Pinot Grigio, you might as well pour the whole bottle.
Can I say though, guy looks great for like 60.
He does. Yeah, he does. He's in good shape.
Yeah, guy looks amazing. Yeah,
he's obviously been
huge Devils fan.
Yeah,
huge Devils fan.
That was great. That was maybe my favorite Putty episode.
That's your favorite Putty episode?
Yeah. Oh,
not the mink coat or the giant 8-ball jacket or anything like that.
Those were all incredible, but the one where the one where the priest says, does the joke about welcome to hell, it'll only feel like an eternity. that's one of my favorite jokes. I absolutely love that.
I could do 3 to 4 hours just on Putty on Seinfeld.
Oh, Putty was great. What a great character.
About to kick off here. So my last comment there is my favorite Putty episode is undoubtedly the episode where Jerry goes to buy a car, and the whole episode is contained within the car dealership, and it has
the Twix
finder's
lineup.
fee. It was on
Twix
the wall.
lineup.
Yeah.
Yes.
I watched that episode when I was like 8, and credits were rolling, and I just turned to my dad and I was like, why didn't he just eat the Twix? And he goes, that's the point.
That's the point. It was a setup. Yeah. It was they were all Twix.
It was a setup. They're all Twix.
Oh my gosh. Let me pull my monitor over here a little bit.
All right, so we've got that little digression here. We've got a kickoff. Murray, Murray was funny. I was talking to Matt Modi earlier, and he said the same thing, looking for another 12-7 game. I don't think you're going to get it. So Bears have the ball first. So we just talked before our long Seinfeld diatribe there. That we were going to hold off on doing any sort of over or under activity. Mark Goldberg, greatest show ever. Couldn't agree more, Mark. So let's just see how this kind of plays out. We've got our options before us here. I'm hoping to buy the under at a depressed number here, as we mentioned, but we'll see what happens. As I said about 20 minutes ago, the Bears are looking for a shot, and of course, is that DJ Moore is overshot completely. Unfortunate there.
The aggressive regression, regression of the field's deep passing accuracy has been weird. I do not understand it.
Is it like a foot thing, like a footwork thing? I think he just flat out missed them. I think that's all.
He seems like he's in his own head to a degree, but that's super narrative-y, so I don't really know.
Yeah. Okay, so we'll see. Again, these prices are going to continue to update, and we're going to try to hop in on some depending on what happens. Now, obviously, we'll wait for change of possessions and timeouts, right? We're not going to force feed something, especially with the markets that move this quickly. We don't want to get caught in a situation where prices are changing pretty drastically. We want to make sure they're settled in a commercial break before we make a move.
I always strongly agree with that, because the delay, particularly, even though this is an Amazon Prime game, and presumably we're all seeing it at the same time. You never really know if you are seeing it at the same time. The idea of waiting for the breaks is huge.
Nothing like watching a Phillies baseball game on YouTube TV and seeing your price go up and down wildly, like before a Bryson Stott grand slam, and then noticing that it's happening in real time. Oh, here we go. DJ Moore. All the way down to what looks like the 15-yard line. Okay.
Whoa.
Okay. So big play. So we're looking at points potentially right off the bat here. So what do you think, Drew?
Okay, so now my intention or my expectation coming into this one was literally we're going to either look for Washington if they go down early, or points if it was low scoring early. So now I'm literally dialed in on the Commanders as far as the comeback cats.
Okay. And you're referring specifically to the 6.5 here. Well, it's moving now. So Bears are plus 5.5.
Yeah, let's cross our fingers we get a touchdown here, and then we can get Commanders in like the 3.5 range would be kind of a decent buy. Although,
so Commanders minus 2.5 is minus 141 right now. That's $58 per share.
Minus 141.
Yeah. Minus 5.5 is plus 117.
Okay, so maybe that actually moves to -2.5 then if there is a touchdown here. So I think we're cheating for a touchdown because I would love Commanders -3 or -2.5. Yeah,
Okay.
win by 3.
Yeah. So what we do on Sport Trade is we take the 5 most common. We list every single point, plus or minus, and then as the game progresses, we move all of the price points in the display function so that they're constantly updating for you. But you have 5 separate options. We're actually going to a 6 box pretty soon, just FYI.
Awesome.
Yeah. So it'll be easier to kind of digest, and we'll also have the not only the liquidity, but the liquidity in price point. Like if you're looking at a money line, as it moves, you'll be able to see it. It'll make a lot of sense when you see it. Anyway,
That's cool.
okay. So from the 17-yard line here, Bears have a first down. Okay, about a nothing run here. So again, as the prices are fluctuating, so we're rooting for a for a Bears touchdown here.
Bears touchdown would be good. Yeah, and
Okay.
we will have missed the boat on the over. So be it. I would love at this point. I would love a cheap Commanders. In the idea that this is sort of Bears happen to have come in with a couple. I mean, obviously they like we talked about they took 2 shots already, relatively far downfield, and they're the more aggressive team.
Let's see. Okay, so another sack. There you go. Okay.
Yikes.
So the 18th sack of the season given up by the Bears. So we're looking at 3. So what happens if they have to settle for 3, are we going to just price consult on the over here? Again, we've got 44.5, 41.5, 38.5 on your screen.
I think so. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so.
Oh, Montez Sweat beat who's probably maybe been the Bears' best offensive lineman. I mean, it's all relative.
Yeah. Here's how I always put it: best.
Yeah.
Heavy quotations on the best. Yeah.
3rd and 14, and they're going for the end zone, and he's wide open.
Oh wow! Wow!
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's check out the Commanders here.
So, the weakness, the susceptibility of the pass defense here for the Commanders biting them early.
Yeah. I mean, I can't believe he clearly is caught in like a Tampa 2 or some sort of zone.
Yeah, I would love to see another angle of that because DJ Moore should be the guy that should have 2 people on him. Like honestly, and actually,
they just run. It looks like it's just a 4 verts, and the inside slot pulls the free safety over, and that just leaves a huge space. Okay, so 7-0.
That's a nice play. I mean, honestly, like that's a pretty egregious, mistake made by the commies defense, but no, I think I like that end zone angle is pretty good. Yeah,
I've got some updated prices for you here.
Okay.
Commanders minus 5.5 plus 150. Commanders -2.5 minus 111. So that's $52 per share and $39.50 respectively. I know it's small on your screen. The over 44.5 is now at -250. Over 41.5 is -384. Over 47.5 -156. A lot of numbers. I know I'm throwing at you.
Okay. Let's hold.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. Captain Jack checking in. I took Washington -2.5 at -111.
It's not bad.
They're -108 right now.
-111 is not a bad bet, but I think this Bears defense
they're cheaper right now in the commercial break.
So the Bears defense is eventually going to crack. And I kind of want to make a bet that they give you 1 good series, right? Like something good happens here for the Bears defense before ultimately they get embarrassed in this game. So I kind of want to make a bet that we can get an even better price. Although it seems greedy to not just take the 2.5.
Let's go to advanced mode. Let's put in a limit order. As long as we're above the midpoint, I think we will be okay. Let's see. Midpoint, let's just scooch it down to 50.5, which is -104.
Man, you kind of buried the lead, by the way, when you were quoting the prices off the top. -108, -102 as a straddle on a pre-flop is ridiculous. Yes. That's the best that I've ever seen.
Yes. Sorry, I'm so used to saying it. I should have built it. No, I'm ridiculous. I should have built it. All right, let's do a limit order here. For 50.5, which is -104.
Okay.
Commanders -2.5.
You can't get this bet anywhere on earth right now.
Okay. We'll clip that social, which is just me. So note to self to clip that later.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see if that gets filled. We've got an order in right now. Commanders -2.5 for -104. And if we get it, Captain Jack, I don't know what to tell you. I'm sharper on this part.
I'm seeing a little bit of drift in the Commanders, like Commanders enthusiasm. So we might actually get this filled.
Okay.
Live total. Did you say you guys have 49.5?
49.5.
That's where my number is currently. Is that
Let
where you
me
guys
see.
are?
Let me pull it up.
I would have a
Again,
juicy 49.5 right now.
49.5 is waiting for it to populate. Give me one sec. -133.
Oh, that's very juicy. Okay. So
let's
you
do
guys are basically at 50 then. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Okay.
You want in?
No. That's fair. What I'm saying is that price is fair.
Oh, okay.
That's a fair price. I'm saying that's a fair price. Yeah. In fact, that's probably, if anything, they want, if anything, that's saying there's maybe a hair of value on the under at those prices.
Gotcha.
But I don't have the constitution to play an under in this game. No thanks.
Just for reference, it started at 44.5. That's now at +199.
Okay. Interesting.
So first drive here for the Commanders. Let's see. Has this been filled yet? Not yet. Okay. You know, our market maker to meet us at the midpoint here.
Okay, the big question is going to be sequencing here for me. If the Commanders are coming out with early down passing, then
nope, they're not.
No. Okay.
But
so they're kind of content to let the game come to them. All right.
So that leans which way in your opinion? Under?
No. That leans Commanders are gonna. They are basically like there's no urgency. Like we'll break them down eventually, which is kind of where I'd like to be if I was getting involved with the pre-game favorite in the price range that the Commanders were.
Yeah.
What do you think of these Commanders uniforms, by the way?
You know what? I think they should have just stuck with the football team. I think these are probably their best uniforms.
Yeah.
All black is great. Like when the Birds go all black, people lose their minds.
The DC flag on the shoulder.
Yeah, and it's slimming. It's very slimming. Which football?
I was actually born in the District of Columbia, so
were you?
I got a soft spot for the DC flag.
How long have you been out on the best coast?
Since 2006.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Going on 15 years, 16. No, more than that.
I was going to say,
17,
you're how old?
Yeah. Old enough.
No, I'm 18 years old.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was
wow.
You might be a hair ahead of me.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah.
That's okay.
A third down run stuff. So pretty conservative play. I mean, I'm surprised that Bieniemy is coming out being pretty conservative, but speaks to your point about their confidence level and allowing this game perhaps to come to them.
Yeah. Which is
now two bad offensive lines, I should mention. Two of the worst three in the NFL. So I guess they're trying to protect Howell a little bit. I don't know. He's been sacked so many damn times this year.
It's tough to say. I don't really know.
It is tough to say.
I will say that's I think it bodes well for us getting involved with Commanders at a better price. Did we ever get filled, or we probably did just right now, right?
Not yet.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, market maker wants to see the Bears actually do something with this.
I think so. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
No, that was a pretty predictable, telegraphed first three plays, I would say. I don't really hold it against them. Like I said, let the game come to you a little bit. I don't think you would reasonably expect that your defense is going to get lit up again right away and put this game out of reach. But maybe this is the Bears' best game in a year. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't have any ADOT information in front of me, but we saw 3 passes that were over 20 yards there from Justin Fields in that first drive.
Yeah, that obviously, I mean, a team that's 0-4 that has nothing to lose.
Yeah,
why would they come out conservatively? You know?
Okay, we're in commercial, so some prices coming back. Let's see. I really want to know. Oh, we did get filled. We got filled. So we have Commanders -2.5 at Average cost of minus 104. They're currently at plus 106. So that's reflected on your screen. Jack, I'm assuming you're in a similar boat right now. You got him at minus 111. Yeah, Murray, by the way, RIP Dick Butkus. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Passed away short time, like right before kickoff. I want to say like an hour before kickoff. So RIP Dick Butkus. Drew will lift several glasses of wine in his honor later.
That is a lock.
Yeah. Well, yeah, considering it's like 4:00 in the afternoon out there.
Dick Butkus was what? 80 years old.
80s? Yeah.
Wow. 80. Good on him making it to 80.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Okay. We've got the Bears coming out for a second drive here. They went right down the field. Murray's jumping in at plus 108, jumped on minus 2.5 with you guys. So a great price for you potentially. How do you feel about that one?
Well, now that I know Dick Butkus' dad, I don't feel great. This does have whiffs of
do it for Dick
a little bit. Dick Butkus, of course, born in Chicago, went to Chicago high school, went to Illinois, and then played for the Bears for his entire career. 18-year career. Wow. No, I would expect a Commander stop here. If the Bears retain some aggressiveness, I don't think we're talking about 2 out of 3 deep shots, but probably 1 out of 3. And the accuracy we've seen from Fields so far hasn't been enough to spook me to the idea that this team's going to come out and just wreck them on this drive and get 14-0 lead. 14-0 lead to me, I don't mind at all getting involved with Commanders money line at a big number, because like the idea is like there are
designed run for Fields here. Sorry.
Ooh, interesting. Okay.
Well, to that point, we actually just took about a $4,000 money line bet on the Commanders.
Okay. I would still, I think I would like to see more Bears points and a better price before getting involved in Commanders money line.
Yep. And he got that at he or she, whoever did it, did not get it at minus 111. It was actually slightly higher.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Yeah. I would expect that, the Bears came in with a pretty good plan. I like it. Like this was good. This was the right angle of attack. They obviously thought this through pretty clearly before they even, got to game planning this week. I like an aggressive.
We just lost Drew. There he's back. He's back.
I don't know what happened there. Sorry. I like
all those grapes just limiting the Wi-Fi.
I guess so. Yeah. Targeting Robert Tonyan. That's been missing in their office.
Packers legend Robert Tonyan.
A little bit of a superfluous ad. In terms of how you're deploying your resources. I don't know why you're deploying they gave Cole Kmet a big old bunch of money anyway. I don't know. Not sure why you needed Tanyan to back him up, but
going deep again. Oh my God. Well,
did they get it?
I mean, no. Fields missed. I can't see who it was, but I mean, guys are running wide open. It was Mooney again. Guys are just running wide open. So
would you put that on Fields or Mooney? I'm just seeing it right now.
It looks to me like Fields. I mean, I can't see the route, right? So I don't know.
I mean, Fields has all the time in the world.
Yeah, I can't see the top of the route. I don't know if he's being held. I don't know if he stems it incorrectly. I don't know. But just based upon that, it looks like Fields. That was
a pretty egregious miss.
Yeah. All day. Just all day.
Yeah, Fields at least is owning it. Yeah, it was you. Yeah.
Ooh.
It was you.
Just an absolute look, I was an offensive lineman. I love the big fatties. An unbelievable pancake block on a screen pass just now. Just unbelievable. Warms my heart. I'm glad I'm sitting down. I'm a little excited.
I gotta get your feed, man. You're cooking.
I'm just on Amazon Prime. That's
3rd and 1. That was a DJ Moore screen. Okay.
And a cheek sneak, a tush push.
Okay.
Still short.
Really?
Nobody can run.
Nobody can do it but Philly?
They gave him a first down. It looks short to me. Okay. So now we're in a situation where the Bears have picked up multiple first downs again. So you're looking for more Bears points to enter into the Commanders.
Yeah.
What's a good entry point in your mind on the Commanders money line?
Plus 135 would be what would be outstanding.
Okay, they're plus 104 right now.
Yeah, it's still like a little bit better. I mean, I think the way this drive is going, the Bears are going to pick up another 3. My guess is this is going to be a 10-0 lead with the Commanders with the ball back. But why I would say I don't have like there is a pretty clear mentality among young quarterbacks in the NFL of like risk aversion and not really being able to kind of come back from deficit. And I don't really get that vibe at all from Sam Howell. Sam Howell's got much more of a like
A backbone.
he doesn't really know what the score is. Like he's just doing it. Like he's he's gotten flashes of relatively strong play. And he's got a pretty incredible set of weapons to work with against a team that is just really, really struggling in terms of healthy bodies in the secondary. We've only seen 3 plays from the offense so far, so there is a lot more to learn about what the Commanders intended to do tonight.
Yeah.
And so for all intents and purposes, if we can get like a plus 135-ish live entry with a 2-score deficit that's not like a clear, something's gone wrong, some kind of injury is influencing this. We got a touchdown?
Khalil Herbert down to the 10-yard line.
Okay. So maybe we're going to get that number right about now. Because like what happens now is like big play happens. Oh, they're going to get another touchdown. Like realistically, if the Bears
Commanders plus 125.
If they're okay, my prediction would be you see another handoff to the running back, you see a design run for Fields, and then the third down is just a prayer where he gets bootlegs and he throws it out of the end zone. So I think we're going to see 3. Yeah, we're going to see 3, not quite, 2 runs and a pass, and it's not going to end up in a touchdown. It's going to end up in a field goal. So Commanders money line right now is not a crazy look because, Commanders could come away with the turnover here. What did you say the money?
Plus 125. Plus 125.
That's a bet, I think.
Okay.
Really? Huh.
We shoving it in? Let's see.
What's going on here? Oh. We're basically betting against the Bears getting a touchdown on this series.
Well, hey, it's looks like Cole Kmet just fumbled.
That's why this market went down.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a big swing. We might have you can't be indecisive. You got to have your plan and you got to execute.
Hey, that's on me. I had it loaded up.
No, it's mine. No. I was
waiting for you to do this.
I was trying to check.
Commanders plus 117. So that tells me, I guess the Bears recovered. Looks like Kmet's sitting on the ball. Okay. So to you, total's dead. Okay. Is the total just dead now?
Or they may call it incomplete too.
I'm pretty sure it was a fumble. Yeah, third and 9. Third 9 clock is running. 5:10.
Okay. No, the over. Actually, you know what? If the over deflates back to like the pregame 44-ish, that might be the play. Because honestly, the Commanders defense cannot
short 4th down.
All right,
4th down. Are
they going to go for it? Or are they going to kick a field goal? That's
you're 0-4. You're 0-4. I think you go.
I mean. That wasn't a question for you or anyone rational. That's what are the Bears going to do, right?
They're sending out the Pat unit.
Oh no!
Of course they are.
Bears, come on, guys.
The Bears. It's so funny to me that the bad teams stay bad.
Of course,
they just can't stay out of their own way.
Yeah, especially because if you pin a Commanders defense with effectively a first-year quarterback on their own 4-yard line. And then you send your defense out there and you're like, you guys got this. Go get them. And they get a stop. That just elevates everyone.
Right. No, I agree.
Same with if you get this first down, that elevates the offense. This is kind of a no risk opportunity to go for it. And of course they kick the field goal.
So we'll just update Commanders minus 2.5, down $18, $100 bet. It was at minus 104 when we got it. It's at plus 138 right now. The original over 44.5 at minus 212, and the money line Drew is out. We'll wait a moment for that to come back. I know you said an entry point was about 130 plus 130.
Yeah, I would like a plus 135. I don't think we're going to get it right now though, because
even.
Yeah, that
even
sounds
money.
right. Yeah. I think my fare on the Commanders right now is about plus 108. Let me update my numbers.
We're at plus 106 right now.
Okay, so we're not. So we're almost there.
Yeah.
My fair total right now is 48.5. What do you got?
48.5. We have 47.5 at minus 141. 1 sec.
Okay.
Spell it right. 48.5. We've got at minus 127.
Oh, yeah, no. I would have put that at close to pick 'em. Okay.
Okay.
So the market is saying if you want in, you got to get in under, and you got to buckle up. And,
just for reference, the original 44.5 is at plus 147, 47.5 at plus 106.
All right, I think we're gonna get a Commander's score here before we get out of this quarter and before we wrap the show. So I think that we should probably just sit tight on our
existing
on our
minus
2.5.
Yeah.
This is kind of small stakes. That's fine.
That's all right.
Yeah, that's fine. We got a little skin in the game. We just need the Commanders to show a sign of life here.
Hey, look, this is all about, this is a masterclass, right? We're not trying to tell people to bet their entire bankroll. We're trying to tell them this is how you trade, right? So
it's Thursday night football. If you're not small staking, I don't know why you would even get involved. Like, these games are insane. Like, they're totally bananas. Like, you never really know who's like Thursday night football feels like roulette to me in a lot of ways, because you're basically like, which coach came in with the optimal strategy. And a lot of the times they're just throwing shit against the wall. They're not really coming, there's not a ton of game theory that goes into how teams approach Thursday night football. And a lot of times it's literally just, what bodies do we have available? What gives us any modicum of a chance to win? Let's throw that against the wall and see if it sticks.
Do you expect a more aggressive play calling scenario here?
I would expect
now down 10.
I would expect that whatever Bieniemy has in his script, he sticks to it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've only run 3 plays.
Yeah, 10 points isn't enough to change what you want to do. And I think they probably look at the last drive and they're like, man, we really could have, we could have used some tendency breaker deception and gotten that third down if we had gone off script. So my guess is they stick with plan A through this drive. If this drive is another 3-and-out disaster, then I think you start to think, well, or at least you evaluate, why did things go wrong? Like, why didn't we get it? What happened? What did what that we are trying to do is not working. And I will say that in that first drive, even though it was only 3 plays and there's virtually no reason to try to even come up with a takeaway, it was pretty obvious that the Bears D-line, was fired up.
Mm-hmm. First and 10 from the 25. I'll leave the pricing up. Again, our feed on Sport Trade faster than both my viewing feed and Drew's feed. I know Captain Jack has one of the fastest feeds I've ever seen or heard of. So maybe he can give us play-by-play in the comments.
He's got a T1 line or whatever.
I don't know what he's got. He has an open window and he's looking into the stadium for all I know. If you are trying to hop in on anything like Murray did earlier, Murray, let us know what you're doing with your minus 2.5 at plus 108. That was a good number there.
I like in general getting a minus 2.5 at a plus money instead of laying a juicier price on a money line. I mean, I know that sometimes you get what you can get filled, right?
Yeah. Now, is that simply just because it's under 3, under a key number, and you're getting a good price?
Yeah, I mean, the most likely outcome in a game that's going to be score and answer is, Commanders win by 3 or Bears win by 3. And so if you can kind of specifically, kind of sell off the 1 and 2, then, over the long run, I think you accumulate a little bit more value there than the true nature of the price, I guess.
Another run. Wow. Brian Robinson stuffed the line. So now it's 3rd and 12.
I don't love the lack of urgency at this point, I guess, but it is, you're learning the hard way that the Bears defensive line is playing up tonight. Brian Robinson has had some bright spots this season, but the penetration that 95 got on that play was pretty impressive.
Robinson's just kind of a mauler, not like the most efficient of types.
No. He
Yeah.
needs you got to create
Wide running
lanes
lanes for him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Jinx. So Commanders go 3 and out again.
Wow.
So let's see what it looks like on the
What was the
line
third
here.
down play?
Howell flushed out and he takes I guess he gained a yard. So that's not a sack, but
Okay. So far the Bears defensive line is
yeah. I mean, they only bring 5 and it's picked up. He's got time. He just doesn't cut it loose.
he holds on to the ball for too long. That's the pretty obvious criticism.
But he does. Yeah. Murray, if I can get out for plus 10 or 20%, I'm all good. Hey, that's the name of the game. That's how you trade. All right, at the commercial break,
for the Commanders so far.
Yeah, not awesome. We'll see what the prices look like here as we go to commercial. 152 left in the first quarter. Let's see. Jack has answered in terms of broadcast speed. These Amazon games are the great equalizer. I'd be curious to know, Jack, how much faster, because I know you clock this. I would love to know how much faster this is than like a YouTube TV feed or something. Because I feel like NFL Sunday Ticket has been much faster than like a one-off game. Just watching it in the studio compared to like watching at my house. I feel like Sunday Ticket's been pretty good this year. All right, Commanders now are plus 135. We've hit the number finally. We wasted another 3 minutes of game time, Drew. But Commanders plus 135, Bears minus 166 on the money line. Bears plus 2.5. I'm on the wrong side. Commanders minus 2.5 rather is now plus 167. Minus 5.5 is 328. The over 44.5 at minus 166, 47.5 minus 115. So the market makers on the under here, under 44.5 at plus 120.
Really?
Yeah. Under 44.5, under 44.5 plus 120.
Okay. I would have made this about 46.
Okay. Yeah. 44.5.
I would make. What's our Commanders money line right now? Because again, the Commanders just punted. We've seen 6 plays of offense. There's a lot of game left.
Yes, plus 138.
Damn.
What are you seeing?
I wanted like 140. Shoot.
Well, so I'm not going to ask you in detail about your model, but what does your model say?
135.
Okay, there's still some value there.
Yeah, but not as much as I was hoping.
There you go, Murray. My over-air antenna has been massive plus EV. There you go.
Are they putting the Amazon Prime games over the antenna?
I think just in local markets. I think. The Sport Trade feed still the fastest out there. I clocked it at 4 seconds behind real time. Just needs to be a little more descriptive. Winky face. I'll let the brass know. Captain Jack. Thanks for hanging out and watching, man. Thanks for hanging out and watching. Jack, I text Jack the other day. Now I'm going to say it publicly. We got to get you on the witching hour, Jack. We did so many baseball live streams. Now we got to get you on a football one. You asked me last week for the Thursday night game, this one. So next Thursday is Broncos Chiefs. Do you want my guess as to what that line will be? We'll do that when we wrap up. How's that?
I like it.
Yeah, 152 left here in the first quarter. Third drive for the Bears. They've scored 10 points on their previous 2. I told you they were performing above expectation on their scripted. Oh my gosh!
What happened?
Oh my gosh!
Touchdown!
Oh,
touchdown Bears!
They throw like a little 6-yard hitch to DJ Moore. He breaks 3 tackles and gains 40 yards. This is unbelievable. I mean, this is bad a terrible effort by Washington.
It's like the Commanders thought for sure they were going to get a win. They're not even really trying that hard.
I mean, this is bullshit tackling. This is unbelievable. Okay. I mean, they are just running amok right now, all the way at the 30-yard line. Commanders now plus 195 on the live money line. Big
swing on one play.
Yes.
Did you say 195?
195.
Yeah, it should be more like 175. I think this is the entry.
Now at 182. You want it?
What was the number you got?
182.
Yeah, that's a bet, I think. It should be like 170 something.
Oh, okay. We'll figure that out.
I can't believe we're betting against Dick Butkus's ghost. This doesn't feel great.
Let's see. Now I can't bet on Sport Trade, right? So this is not our production environment. This is our beta environment. So I'm assuming this would be filled in our actual environment. Maybe they'll change the laws one day and I'll be able to use our own product. I wish I could. I'm price sensitive and I end up not betting a lot because I don't want to take a worse price.
The last time the Bears took had a
Ooh.
10-0 lead in the first quarter, they
Oh,
lost
wow.
28-19.
Oh God.
What happened? Did they just
No,
score?
I'm reacting to your
Oh.
yeah. All right. Well, it went in twice. Okay, we got it at plus 186.
Okay. Plus 186 is fine.
Yeah. There you go. Oh no, Justin Fields throws it away.
Throw it away. Okay.
So that's the end of the first quarter. 10-0.
Hey, like I said, the last time the Bears had a 10-0 lead after one quarter of football was played, they lost 28-19. So it is far from over. And the Commanders will get the ball first in the second half. So this is kind of the situation where if you're going to get in live, you can only play Commanders. And we got to cross our fingers that there's a turnover or a stop here because so far the Bears are playing pretty great.
17-0. What happens then?
Well, I mean, you throw out the script and you let Hal start chucking it, and then the over probably is the better look than the Commanders' money line. But because the Hal could very well be a turnover machine at the point where he is literally trying to sling their way back in, and you could get the Bears with some short fields, and maybe this ends up being a feel-good story for the Bears. The karma's obviously behind them, so interesting.
Right. Captain Jack, one last time. Someone in this chat has Washington at the Circle Survivor Pool.
Whoa. Well, that was the Plus TV played this week.
Yeah.
I mean, there were very, very few selections on Washington. Almost everybody already used them on the Cardinals.
Cardinals, right?
Yeah. And Thursday night game, nobody picks that for the Survivor in general. So
yeah. All right, my friend. We'll go enjoy all the wine you possibly can.
What was what's your guess for Chiefs Broncos?
Chiefs Broncos.
Let me kind of set you up. You ready?
Yeah.
Chiefs win 35-14. Broncos shut down the Jets with a nice little 27-7 win. So both teams coming off wins on a short week. What's the opener?
This game is in Denver, right?
If you say so. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Okay. I'm gonna say I'm still giving the Chiefs 11.5.
Wow, in Denver.
Yep.
Okay.
And a total. Well, if they win, their offense has actually been good, but they've played a soft schedule, so I think they could be a bit inflated. I'll say 51.
Okay,
total.
It is in KC. And I think
it's in KC.
You're probably going to get pretty close with the number, but I think 11 is probably a fair guess. It's going to be double digits.
Yes,
it's just a question of if the Broncos defense looks live. If the Broncos defense gets shredded by Zach Wilson, then maybe it's 14.
well, let me pull up. Since Jack has been hanging out with us, I'll pull up the undebated line right now, and I'll just tell you what the look ahead says right now for that game. Let's see. It is in fact Kansas City -10. Right now, and the total is 51.5. Okay. Boom! There you go. How about that? Much
nice
appreciated.
Work.
Drew, this has been great. I think we're on for next week as well. So come back and join us if you enjoyed watching the program. We'll be back 7:50 through market close, through the first quarter, taking your bets, seeing what we can do with them. Enjoy Napa, man. That's gonna be awesome.
Best luck.
Take care. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching.